Pedro Almodovar's La Mala Educacion is representative of Spanish contemporary cinema due to its mise-en-scene, Spanish filming locations, and how it fits within various definitions of Spanish film genres. La Mala Educacion was mainly filmed and set in Madrid, Spain, making the film full of Spanish mise-en-scene. There you can find beautiful churches and very recognizable Spanish architecture. One such familiar type of architecture, the Spanish tile, can be seen in the film. Before the Muslim invasion of 711 BC, mosaics were unglazed single-colored tiles. After that point, they became colorful works of art and known as an iconic Spanish symbol. In La Mala Educacion, there is a scene where we see such architecture. We see a long shot of a row of doors and a store window on one building. The whole building has been decorated to look like a mosaic. The main colors of the mosaic display whites, blues, and greens in different sized and shaped pieces, all scattered randomly around the building. The background of the border of the middle of the building has a navy blue color. In it, white diamond shapes with different colors in the middle. The camera tilts up, and we become exposed to more of the building. The mosaic continues up to the top of the frame this time, showing a different pattern. There, 3 windows on the second story of the building, 2 with balconies. Between these 2 windows is the new pattern. It's an oval shape with what appears to be 2 little flowers on the top and bottom section of the oval. La Mala Educacion would fall right within the definition of the Spanish melodrama. According to Barry Jordan and Ricky Morgan Tamasunas, melodrama, female as well as male-centered, and mainly focused on the family, sexuality, and disruptions of the domestic social order, has not been quite as prominent, though it has been very successfully inflicted through the postmodern comedy. La Mala Educacion tells the twisted story of 2 gay men, Ignacio and Enrique, who have been through hell and back due to their sexuality. They fall in love as young boys at a Catholic boarding school, but soon become separated because a priest at the school, Father Manolo, also has feelings for young Ignacio. Father Manolo goes mad with jealousy because of Ignacio's love for Enrique. Enrique gets expelled and grows up to become a film director. Ignacio becomes traumatized by Father Manolo's sexual advances, as well as the loss of his first love, and ends up transforming into a drag queen. The 2 boys don't see each other again until years later when they meet up at Enrique's place of business, when Ignacio goes to see Enrique for the first time to pitch his film idea, La Visita. He tells Enrique that he goes by his stage name, Angel. Angel wants Enrique to make a film about his life and Father Manolo's predatory actions toward him. Along with being a melodrama, La Mala Educacion has also been recognized as a Spanish thriller. The thriller in Spain operates as a macro genre which comprises all those films dealing with crime, detection, and the police, while also including elements of mystery or suspense. Many crimes were committed in La Mala Educacion, like priest sex abuse, drug use, and stealing from a church. But there are also traces of mystery and suspense in the film. After spending some time with Angel, Enrique can tell that there's something off about his Ignacio. He did some investigating and discovered that the real Ignacio had died. It turns out that Ignacio actually became a drag queen, but wanted to become a woman, so he started the process of getting a sex change. While this was happening, Ignacio found the priest who had abused him, who had changed his name to Señor Manuel Berenguer, and blackmailed him into giving him money and spending time with him and his younger brother Juan. But then Juan and Berenguer start a sexual relationship together. At this point, we see where the mystery and suspense comes in. Juan then pretends to be Ignacio when he goes to see Enrique. He does this so he can be in the film that he proposed. Juan and Berenguer end up killing Ignacio, making it look like he overdosed on drugs. This is when Juan takes his brother's place. In a New York Times movie review of La Mala Educacion, Stephen Holden states, As the film deepens and the characters' mistaken and multiple identities accumulate, and the priest returns from the past in a new, desperate guise, Bad Education invokes Alfred Hitchcock's vertigo with its confusions of fantasy and reality. Pedro Almodovar also makes many references to Hitchcock's Psycho, particularly with the score and some of the visuals in La Mala Educacion. Despina Kakudaki mentions in her book All About Almodovar, A Passion for Cinema, if Almodovar's early films display an association of coincidence with surprise, his experiments with forms borrowed from melodrama and film noir, and his constant return to Hitchcock's own films for inspiration, soon turned his use of coincidence towards more suspenseful treatments. The score of La Mala Educacion in general can be viewed as similar to that of Psycho. If you watch the very opening of Hitchcock's Psycho and compare it to the opening of La Mala Educacion, they sound almost the exact same. The opening of La Mala Educacion starts with a deep drum roll and then strings become introduced, leading into orchestral music. The suspenseful way that the strings sound, almost like they're trying to tell us about what they're in for. This suspenseful music comes back when Senor Berenguer is about to give Ignacio the drugs. So it's not only in the opening, but it plays out throughout the whole movie. Like Hitchcock, Almodovar emphasizes dramatic and suspenseful scenes with a similar kind of orchestral music. The visual elements of the opening also remind us of the beginning of Psycho. In Psycho, we see lines rushing across the frame horizontally and vertically, bringing in the names of the title, cast, and crew. Almodovar does the same thing with La Mala Educacion, except for images of and references to the characters as well as foreshadowing what's to come. But Almodovar adds a Spanish twist to the opening with different images of the Virgin Mary, Jesus, and different saints and angels. We also see references to Psycho when the men of the film dress up like women, just how like Norman Bates dressed up like his mother.
Gracias.